right, we're gonna do a quick little upper body arm series here. Let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna stand with our feet at the edge of the mat here. We'll take a breath in, reach up nice and tall. Nod that chin towards your chest, rounding through your spine, soften your knees, walk your hands out to that plank. From here, we're gonna press that butt up towards the ceiling. Drop those heels into a little pike here, stretching out those calves. Good. We're going to shift over into that plank. If it feels okay, you can drop that pelvis down towards the floor, finding extension. Lift that chin. Breath in. Exhale, tuck those toes under. Press that butt back up towards the ceiling. Just going to move through that a couple times here. Getting that spine moving a little bit. And up. Good. One more here. Press that butt up. Hold. Just kind of pedal those feet out a couple times. Stretch out those calves. Good. Let's go ahead and we're going to make our way into a quadruped position here. So onto our hands and knees. Now we're going to sweep our arm out above our head here. We're going to sweep that hand back by their hips and then back in front. So keep that palm down even as that arm comes by that hip. 4, 3. If your wrist is getting a little tired, you can prop your hand up into a fist. Good. Last one. Hold that arm out above your head. Twist that palm up towards the ceiling. Find small little pulses. Good. For 4, 3, 2, and lower that down. Good. All right, let's extend that left arm out. Palm faces down to start here. We sweep that arm back and then back above our heads, back by that hip. Good. So stay lifted through those ribs here. Everything still working here. Just moving that left arm. 3, 2. Last one. Keep that arm bound over your head. Twist that palm up. Find small little pulses. Arm long. 4, 3, 2, and lower that down. Good. Shake that out. All right, next, we're going to come into some kind of modified push-ups here. So we're going to bring our hands back underneath our shoulders. We're going to keep our knees bent here to start. And then we're just going to drop your elbows right by those ribs, and then we press back up. So you can kind of tip that butt forward here for 3. Maybe you don't go down quite as low. If that's not accessible to you, that's okay. Last one. And up, and shake out those wrists. All right, next we're going to do a little different push-up. We're going to come into a wide push-up. We're going to have one leg extended behind us. So let's go ahead and come back. Let's extend that left leg back here. You can bring those hands a little wide, maybe turn those elbows in. We drop back. That leg lifts up behind us. And up. Good. We have 2. Again, maybe it's just a small little bend in that elbow. That's okay, whatever you feel comfortable with. All right, let's go straight into our last one here. We're going to bring our first finger and our thumbs together to create a triangle with your hands. Extend that right leg back. We're going to drop those elbows kind of at a diagonal here. So we're feeling those triceps again. For 3, 2. Last one. And lower that down. Good. All right, we're going to go ahead and make your way down onto your stomach here. All right, we're going to, let's go ahead and just stack our hands on top of each other here. We're going to lay your forehead onto your hands. Your legs extended out long. We're going to start by just lifting our lower body up. So you lift those legs up, press those hip bones down into the mat, and then lower down. Good. So we lift up and lower down. So you're going to squeeze that butt there. Feel those lower back muscles engaging there as well. So we press those hip bones down. So we squeeze that butt to get those legs up, engaging through that lower back. Good. Legs stay long here. Try to keep lengthening that knee. For 2. Last one. Good. Now we're going to keep our legs down on the mat. We're going to bring our arms, goalpost arms here out to the side, little cactus arms. We're going to lift that upper body up this time. Keep the tops of those feet down onto the floor as we lift. Good. So we lift those arms out wide. We start to feel that low back engage through that middle back, through that upper back. Good. Bringing those arms up wide as well. Start to feel those muscles in between those shoulder blades. For 3, 2, last 1. Lift and hold. We're going to lift those arms up and lower down. Arms up and lower down. Not a huge range of motion here. Just start to feel those shoulder blades draw towards one another here for 4, 3, 2, lift and lower that down. Good. You can shake that head side to side. All right, we're going to bring that kind of together a little bit. We're going to bring those arms back out. We're going to lift our upper body, lift our lower body. Everything lifts and everything lowers. Now, try to think about kind of keeping your gaze down at the mat or maybe just at the forward edge of your mat here. You want to try to keep the back of that neck nice and long. For 4, 3, 2, stay lifted here. We're going to straighten those arms above your head and bring them back out wide. Straighten and bend. Breathe. 4, 3, 2, last one, and lower everything down. Take a second, shake that out. All right, extend those arms above your head, legs long, lift. We just hold in this nice long Superman. As you feel like somebody is pulling at your fingers while somebody else is pulling at those toes for 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower down. Good. All right, let's go ahead and kind of walk ourselves up here. We're going to come to a side seated position. All right, we're going to come into some side planks here. All right, so we're going to, if you're seated towards me, maybe you're bending that left knee here to start. Your right foot comes forward in front of that left foot. Excuse me, sweetie. Hand kind of is out a little wide. You should feel kind of open here. You don't want your arms super close here. We'll extend that other arm out, palm up. We take a breath in. We're going to press up into a side plank. Now, if that doesn't feel good on that wrist or if that's too difficult, we can come onto that elbow where we just want to lift and lower. Lift and lower. Good. So you start to feel those obliques there in the side of those ribs. For 2. Lift nice and tall. Last one. And lower that down. Good. Let's sweep over to the other side here. Excuse me, sweetie. All right. So bring that back foot forward. Extend that arm out. Walk that hand out. Come onto that elbow if you need. Breath in. Exhale, reach. And lower down. Good. Maybe you inhale as you come up. That helps with your balance. For 3. Lift. Feel those obliques. Feel that side. 2. Last one. And lower everything down. Good. Shake that out for a sec here. All right. We're going to come seated here. We're going to have a little bit of a bent knee. Excuse me. All right. Arms out in front of you here. We're going to come into a round back. So we're going to round that back. Hold about halfway. We just want to keep scooping through those abs here. We're going to sweep those arms out to the side, flip those palms down, bring the backs of those hands to meet. So those palms sweep up and out, backs of those hands come to meet in front. If that feels too stressful on your back, maybe you just come up a little bit just to move those arms and kind of take out your core there. For 3, those arms should feel long. 2, last one. And we can roll up, shake that out. All right, let's come back to it. Soften in those knees. We roll back if you can. Hold. Palms face up. We pulse in front. Sweep up and over to the outside. Up and over parallel. Up and over wide. Good. Up and up. Start to feel the chest a little bit. Front of those shoulders. For 3, 2, last one. And bring it up. Good. Feel on those shoulders there. Last thing here, this way, we're just going to come into a bicep curl. So set up nice and tall. Tuck that tailbone under, we roll back and hold. Enough it still feels comfortable. Palms up, extend all the way through those fingers, nice wide fingers. We pull into that bicep curl and open. Good. So you start to feel those biceps work as long as those fingers are nice and wide, those arms are engaged here. Good. For 4, 3, 2, last one, and roll all the way up. Shake out those arms. All right, last bit here. I have a couple more push-ups. All right, you can come onto your knees if you need here at all. We're going to start in a plank. We're going to do 1, 2, and then 3. So we only have 6. All right, let's go ahead and find that plank. Nice and tall here. If you come onto your knees if you need, we're going to drop down as far as you can. Press up, hold. Bend at your knees, walk your hands back until your feet are flat. Take a moment, breath in. Exhale, let's walk those hands back out. Hold, we go down for 2. Inhale down, exhale up. 1 more, and up. Hold, soften your knees, walk those hands back towards your toes. Good, take a breath in. Exhale, walk back out. If you can. Good, we go down for 3. 2. Last one. Hold. Watch bend at those knees. Walk those hands back. Let's go ahead and just ragdoll back up, stacking that spine, bringing that head up last. Good. All right. Go ahead and face towards me here. We'll just take a breath in, reach up nice and tall. Bring one hand onto your wrist, stretch up and over to the side. Come back center. Up and over to the other side. Come back center. We grow from that belly button. Drop those elbows. Inhale back up. And press that away. Good work. Hope you're feeling good. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you again soon. Thank you.